And welcome back.
At this point where Kiro has fallen, blood kind of pooled out in the middle of the temple, the soldiers are looking about nervously. The top of the temple begins to glow. A light begins to fill and permeate the interior, and a voice seems to echo from above.
Leave or be judged.
And in the center of the dome that hits the center of this temple, you watch as this singular light form descends. Wings emerge as feathers of gold drift off. And as the light begins to pull away, you see a beautiful celestial being descend. Long, kind of fiery long sword in one hand. Float down. Right between the two of you, guards the blade in its hand, and then rapidly strikes twice. Once at you, Ashton, and once at you, Prism. 6 points of slashing damage, reduced to 3.
Right.
And then 13 points of radiant damage. And then against you, 8 points of slashing damage, and 9 points of radiant damage, reduced to 4. So 8 points total. So after it strikes at both of you, it looks down at you and goes, repent. And the voice like echoes throughout the room. The actual like stained glass in the wall seems to reverberate at its voice as it fills the chamber. Fiery golden chains emerge out of the ground around Orym and wrap onto you and seem to pull you to the ground, burning your skin. That's gonna finish the Dawnborn Angel's turn. Prism, you're up.
Could I send Mother to get to Bor'Dor, collect the vial of blood,
in my
bring it
hands.
to me, and I'm gonna put the there's like I make a little circle with the blood, and then I'm gonna cast summon greater demon.
Yep.
All right.
That's
So what kind of demon are you summoning?
A Barlgura.
All right.
Barlgura.
So describe to me how you summon this. How as you grab the handful of blood from your...
I toss the blood into the air and like an ink splat it into a huge demon.
It like slowly drips out of the ink spot portal, and as it tumbles outward, it kind of landing in the space here off to its side. You can see there's rage in its eyes as it looks towards you, like it's about to lash out towards you, and then the spell fits in and kind of like chains it to the will that you're binding it.
Good baby.
What would you like to do?
I'm gonna have it attack recklessly 3 times on this angel.
Go for it. 3 attacks with advantage. Go for it.
Hey, gorgeous. And that's 11 damage, and then I just want him on there, basically it being heavy, like grabbing on.
Just kind of holding on, trying to reach for the wings.
Yeah.
Just harrying it in the middle of the air. You got it. Okay. All right. And towards Ashton, you're up.
All right. I'm going to attack the adjudicator. I'm going to
go for it.
13 damage. I take that full swing. I use the back of the hammer, stop myself, and pull back up again with a two-handed.
The first hit impacts. The second one, it just slaps the hammer out of the way, almost knocking it out of your grip before you catch it, looking back at it angrily. It's now the angel's turn, seeing the demon there. Kind of flies up to the height of the chamber. His voice once rings out. Be judged as castigation fills your spirits. Pulls its sword up and the flames on its blade begin to burn brighter. It takes and points it over on the far end as a beam.
Spell?
34 points of fire damage. Bor'Dor, 34 points of fire damage to you. It spins its flaming sword around in a figure-8 motion and gets it at the ready, staring down upon the rest of you. Finishing its turn, Prism, you're up. The demon on deck.
We're doing Steel Wind Strike.
Blades emerge from the sides of the leather-bound book as it begins to spin, curl style, and then begins to teleport multiple times between the two entities of your specific ire, striking at each of them.
25 force damage to each.
Both the Judicator and the Angel suffer the blows of the spinning arcane blades out of the book as it both of them kind of the Angel like drops about 1.5 feet in the air and kind of grasps its chest for a second. Infidel! The Judicator on the ground kind of takes the hit, grabs its chest, and from underneath the mask you watch blood just kind of pour from where its mouth would be as it kind of glances over in your direction.
Should I send Barlgura after the Judicator, actually? And he's gonna square up with that guy.
Okay, it's like on the ground, kind of like one fist kind of holding it up.
Yeah.
As it kind of looks over its shoulder towards the Bulgura that's just slamming it in the side and kind of gorilla pounding its chest. Big old tusks in the bottom of its jaws. Okay, this indicator does not back down, does not feel fear, and is... You're the squishiest target nearby.
It's true.
It's gonna go ahead and attack you.
Coward.
Dreadful misfortune.
It punches you, swings wide, and then like goes to punch itself and like dodges its own strike.
I was gonna say that. Yeah,
and it's gonna go for a third strike against you. That is gonna be 9 reduced to 4, and 8 points of force damage. And is going to. It is in a bad place. It's going to attempt to jump and leap off of the elemental.
My doggy.
Off the side.
Wait, will we get opportunity attack?
My doggy gets an
The
opportunity.
dog does, the demon does, and Ashton does, and the elemental does.
I don't, because I use my reaction.
That's true. To do that. Well, how about the two of you tell me how you want to do this?
Let's fucking do this.
Yeah, my dog is like,
let's fucking do this.
so, and then they just chest bumping back and forth.
It gets knighted the Roxbury to death? Is that what happens?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's D&D.
Adjudicator, one of the most feared creations of the temples of Vasselheim crumbles beneath the bro chest-bumping power of 2 summoned entities here in the middle of the temple of the Dawnfather. Perfect.
Wow.
That brings us to the top of the round. Orym, you're up.
Oh, jeez. Orym looks at the chaos of this church right now, looks over and sees an angel, a representative of the Dawnfather shining above them. There is a giant rock creature representing all the spirits of Exandria and the earth. And there is a honking devil in the center of the church.
This is chaos.
And Orym just says, shit. And he books it towards the devil. And I scamper up his back and squat like I'm mounting a horse for battle. I think we gotta go up, big guy. I'm gonna hold my action in case my mount gets me anywhere near the angel.
It's great. As you climb it, it like brings its hand up, its claws, these like long daggers kind of pull up like it's ready to dig in you and just like... You crawl up onto its back, and it's like musculature of its shoulders. It's massive and fur covered, but bits of the flesh kind of come through like a blubbery rubber texture as you kind of grab onto the fur. And you just, the smell is atrocious. It's a mixture of sulfur and like rotting vegetation. And it's just kind of growls at you as you climb up its back, but it allows you to for the time being. All right, that finishes Orym's go. Ashton, you're up.
How's that elemental looking right now? I'm gonna get his attention.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anybody in there, but we gotta get these people out of your home. We're saving everything. Can you toss me up there?
The elemental, which, unbeknownst to you at this point, the chains of magic that have bound it, brought it to this world and bound it, have since faded. And where you saw once this crystal cerulean blue glow in its eyes upon its arrival, now has gone to a dull, storm-born gray. As it looks at you with this intense glance, it brings its fist back like a massive battering ram, and as the mist begins to pour from its eyes like you saw that once poured from the sides of the forest, it reaches out and grabs you. Chucks you up, full-on speedball special, just your lips like in the air behind you.
Trying to hit right in the back. 30 points of damage.
You slam it as you're going for the back. There's a heavy crack sound, and you see its wings kind of like go rigid for a second from the impact. You arc up and the momentum stops, and now you're coming for the descent strike.
Yeah.
All right, 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage. You fall from its range as it takes the second hit. It spins around with its blade and strikes down to try and get an attack opportunity against you as you leave its combat range. Okay, it's gonna be 11 points of slashing damage, reduced to 5.
5.
And then 14 points of radiant damage. And then you continue your plummet. That brings us to Laudna.
All right, I see what they're setting up. I'm gonna skitter forward as I pass Abracadabra. I'm gonna look at her and just go, if you're not going to help, then heal.
Yeah, fucking use it.
And I'm gonna crouch and stick my head out, looking at the angel. So kind of still using the blood that Prism set up that splattered against the wall. I'm gonna have that reach out, and you see like a haloed shackle form around the angel. And then, full rage, as Landa is starting to crack, send a fireball up into the ceiling.
Fireball into the ceiling, okay.
Just off a little weak sauce.
The entire upper region of this temple is immersed in flames as the explosion surrounds the flying entity. The flames disperse. Kind of shakes it off a little bit.
No, it doesn't care about fire.
The angel, extremely frustrated with the circumstance, is going to go ahead and bring its sword up once more, ignite the blade, aim it downward, and
Counter spell.
Yes!
Yes.
okay, yes. With that, the fireball is dispelled. It scatters out of the air.
That would have gone real bad.
Denise would have been sad.
Prism, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to say to the barrel girl, you are a demon, and in this fight, in this ancient, age-old rivalry of demons versus angels, you're gonna fucking win.
Both you hold on, even though like the force of it like pushing off the extremely volatile means of its movement becomes very challenging to hold on to, but you both keep your grip clean. As it bounces off the pillar, leaps up towards the creature, both of you can take your attacks on it if you'd like.
Come on. All right.
I'm going to the wing. One of the wings looks injured, and I'm super conflicted about it, but I'm going to slash away at that wing.
Okay. I'm gonna take my sickle and kind of hook onto that injured wing.
You both strike once, and you both kind of hit the side of its armor, and it shrieks off as the arc comes to full height. What is the Belgora doing?
The barrel, so he has an action. Would it be possible to just grapple us to him?
Grapples on, and just like that, grabs the side, and with the full weight of it, the angel comes crashing to the ground with all of you on its back.
Yeah.
You both fall off the sides.
Yes.
So yeah, so you land like
Spirit of the mountain.
full on 3-point landing, like on the ground. So, finishing the Belgora's turn, Bor'Dor.
I'm going right up to him.
Okay.
I'm going to grab both sides of the angel's head because I've never felt one before. And I'll do 5th level inflict wounds.
The angel on the ground, you can see it's like glowing light. It's almost blinding in the proximity as its wings are flailing about. The demon's kind of like clutching on, holding to the ground as you step up to it, and it looks up at you as the energy leaves your hands. You watch as the light begins to diminish, blackness beginning to seep into the sides of its head. Its bright white eyes go jet black as it screams silently, staring at Bor'Dor until eventually its skin goes to a pale gray and begins to crack and crumble into ash and dust, leaving the armor tink-tink on the ground before it begins to immediately rust, the rest of its body just burning away into ash, the wings dissipating into space.